Last and certainly not least, let's bring our hands together and welcome up a man who's ready to bring a normal perspective to a chaotic Washington, D.C. A man ready to stand up for working families and ensure fairness so that people don't have to go through the experiences as he has had. Chris Kallas, come on up.
Move this out of the way so you all can see me on this side too.
Thank you.
Hello friends and neighbors. My name is Chris Kallas. I'm running for Illinois' 8th Congressional District because the system that's supposed to help working families like mine, it's broken, and it's time for a change. I was born to a first-generation Greek father and a hard-working American mother. We lost my dad when I was 5, which left her to raise me alone. She helped me grow up in rural Amboy, Illinois, where summers meant detasseling corn for $5.25 an hour, farm work, taking odd jobs at the local camping resort, Woodhaven Lakes, which I know some of you out here know about, all while studying to get into the University of Illinois. I worked hard, I got in, and I graduated into the worst economy in a generation. I took factory work packing batteries outside of Dixon, Illinois. I took unpaid internships. I worked for political campaigns, and a few years out of college, I landed what I used to call an email job. Last summer, I very proudly put the 10th year into a career that started with that first email job, a career in marketing. That same summer, I was diagnosed with a back disability, degenerative disc disease. That means that my lower back will never get any better, but if I do everything just right, it won't get any worse either. I started PT, physical therapy, in June. I applied for a medical accommodation for my job in July, and I was laid off in September. Then I was thrown into the dysfunctional state unemployment system. No help, just delay, deny, delay. It took over 6 weeks to get a check that wouldn't even cover the average rent in my district, let alone the extra $600 a month I had the privilege to pay to keep my health care. My family and thousands others didn't fall through the cracks. We were pushed, and it's time for a change. If it weren't for my wonderful, beautiful, and talented wife, working 2 jobs, burning herself out on overtime to keep our heads above water, we would have surely been dragged under. It's because of her I'm standing here today. And it's because of her I get to speak truth to power today. Our situation is difficult, but unfortunately it is not unique. 75,000 people live in my district with a disability. 30,000 are unemployed. The families that are able to survive do so despite a government system that treats us like criminals and buries us in paperwork. It's time for a change, and I'm here to say it out loud. If the Democratic Party keeps empowering corporate politicians over working class candidates, then we will lose. Not just a seat, not just a cycle, an entire generation. That's why our approval rating is under 30%. It's not apathy, it's betrayal. That's the way it is, but it's not the way that it has to be. We can build something real, something rooted in dignity, which helps everyday working folks. Something modeled after what Terrell Barnes has done here with the Purple Dot campaign, concentrating on winning local elections across every part of the ticket. And this awards breakfast, bringing together and honoring the local Dems who are out here fighting a good fight every single day, doing the real work. I'm talking about those of you who are volunteering your time, going to weekly meetings, knocking on doors, and listening to people. It's time you could spend with your own family, but you're out there helping working families like mine. More leaders in D.C. could take direction from Mr. Barnes and local Dems like him. This year we flipped more seats from red to blue across elections in Texas and Illinois than have ever been flipped before. From north to south, people know it's time for a change. Let the coming election be the bright spark that reminds voters we have not given up on them. Let's build a future where every family gets a fair shot at the American dream and no one's dignity depends on what kind of job they have or what zip code they live in. And let's build that future together. I'm running for my friends and neighbors. I'm running to make sure that you all don't have to suffer the indignities that I've had to. I'm running because I've lived the failure and I still believe we can build something better together for the people of my district in the United States of America. If you believe like I do, then visit KallasForCongress.com to get involved, donate, and step up to help out working families. My name is Chris Kallas, and let's do what needs to be done.
Thank you to each of the candidates trying to take the seat of a man with a pretty incredible legacy. Congressman Raja has been a fighter for working families, and he will do so if elected to the Senate. But to each of you up here who just spoke, thank you very much. Also, in case anybody ever does an MC job, wink, wink, tell people they have 3 minutes, because then they might hit it in 5 or 6 minutes.